Are you excited about getting some of these fearful dogs out of their shells?
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback yesterday. It was really fun to hear how your dogs went along playing the desensitization game. So, how did you guys do last night?
Yeah, if you did this with your dog, drop it in the comment. We want to know, how many sessions you got, if your dog did okay. I did this about 3 times yesterday and twice this morning before school,
Me
and the
too.
dogs were like, at first they're all about it, and then they just kind of were like, "Meh," and I even switched it up with different noises. I tried the lawnmower. I tried, like a loud car horn, like those old Aruga kind of
Oh,
car.
that's good.
I was
Yeah.
just trying to make some general chaos in my house, and all of the dogs were calm, but of course, boyfriend comes out of the room like, "What are you doing in here?" So I've got the dogs desensitized. I just have to work on the humans
The
too.
human. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So we are doing day 2 today, and today's focus is going to be on changing the way they actually feel about the sound. So we're asked you yesterday to pick one sound and begin doing the training with that one sound. We're going to do a quick review, and then we're going to get started on the lesson today. Today's lesson is going to be really short, probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And then you'll have the rest of the afternoon and all of tomorrow to do the activity that we're asking. So if you don't know by now, I am Yo Armandaris. I am that picture on the left when I'm all dolled up and got my eyelashes on and all of that. And that is my dog, my oldest dog, Bentley. He is an Aussie Doodle, and we love, love, love to perform. It's so much fun. And the reason I'm doing this activity with you guys is mainly because of him. He is sensitive to the sound of fireworks, but this whole last 2 weeks of my commitment of working on this, I have seen a big difference on him. So it is helping, which is nice.
Yeah. And I am Julie Fryman, and this is my oldest dog. You're going to see her a lot in the ebook and on the banner. She is quite a silly dog, and this is Opal Blossom. And while she's not sensitive to fireworks, she is getting a bit older and a bit more grouchy around all the people passing by, like 1 sound, 2 sound, 3 sound, okay. People standing outside talking for a long time maybe gets her a little bit riled up. So just know that no matter what stage your dog is in, whether they're a brand new puppy
Absolutely.
or they're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, their behavior and their tolerance for a lot of these things are going to shift throughout their life. So it's important that we continue this process around the holidays, getting prepped for parties. Maybe some of you are graduating or have kids that are graduating right now. I know that things are popping off in my neighborhood. So this is a super important thing for us to prep for summer.
And it's not just for fireworks. It's for, like Julie said, any noise. I just left Diane's house. I went to go drop off and some stuff. And she was talking about like people talking right outside of the fence. So that, just like you said, it said even just the sound of dogs barking or the lawnmower. So whatever that sound is. So yesterday, I'm just going to go a quick review before we get started. All those pictures.
Hi, Holly.
So yesterday we talked about what we're going to go cover over the 5-day period, which we went into a review for yesterday, was just using a sound at a volume that your dog can hear a little bit, like their ears start to twitch. Maybe they kind of like have a little bit of a wrinkle right between their eyes and they look up for a quick second. So if your dog was sleeping, you turn that volume on and they kind of put their head up for a second, but then they lay back down. So we asked you to play the sound that you'd like to use in a safe space where your dog feels completely comfortable. Watch their body language, find that point in the volume where you notice your dog can hear it slightly. We didn't ask you to do anything except watch the body language. Then you keep the volume at that level for we asked for 3 minutes, but here it says 5 to 10 minutes. And you want to do that 2 or 3 times a day, slowly increasing the volume in very, very micro tiny increments so that you don't go and scare off your dog. So if they run out of the room, so if they have, you want to definitely give them the freedom to move. So if they hear that noise and you see them walk into another part of the house, or if they go into hiding, the volume is way too loud. At that point, you want to go over to where the sound is coming from. So preferably remote control of some kind, and go ahead and turn that off. And then I would give your dog a little time to recover. And then you can do that again in a much lower volume.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to add to that, Julie?
No, just also remember, like I mentioned earlier, things may change throughout the day depending on how loud your neighborhood is or how much activity your dog has had. So you may not always be able to start at the volume that you left at before. Just gauge your dog. If they're uncomfortable, if they're hyperactive, if they're, doing the zoomies around your house, just adjust as your particular dog. There's no right or wrong level to do this at. We're going at the pace of the dog that's in front of us.
Love it. And we did say that it does take weeks. I mean, it takes several days, several weeks, if not months, to help your dog finally go, that's not that bad. Right. So it's not changing their response from like, woo, it's fireworks, not like that, but at least they're not as sensitive to the sound. So this is where you stay for several days until you can really notice that, okay, it's not that bad for them. They can tell that they're able to just be able to get that volume up a little bit louder. All right. So today's focus is actually, since you've already desensitized the dog to the sound, you can now start to build a positive association between your dog, and the noise that you're using. So in this case, we're using fireworks. So instead of them going and wanting to move away and hide, what you should experience, if you're doing it correctly, is your dog starts to give you that little happy face, which is loose mouth, ears are relaxed, maybe they sleep. But we're going to give you several tips. Today, it's going to be 2 big tips, and tomorrow we've got 5 other games to play. So we've got several ways of helping you help your dog change the way they feel.
And if you're behind on your workouts like I am for the past 5 years, this is a great way to get up and get active and moving with your dog today. So we're going to talk about how you also, your body language and your face, it makes a big difference in the way that they're feeling throughout this whole process as well.
Yes. All right. So here's how we're going to do it. So coping with the fear of this sound, you've already got it to a point where it's not so bad, right? That is the volume that you're going to use, if not just a little bit less than that. So there's 2 things that you want to make sure you're being very mindful of. 1, the volume that you're using, and 2, the activities that you're doing. Okay, so let me say that again. Volume that you're using, and the activities that you're choosing to pair that up with that noise, that sound. All right. So what we're going to do is ask you to get several things that your dog absolutely loves. So it has to do with playing, food. So if you can pick 10 different things that you know that they might like, such as tug, fetch, hide and seek, being super silly. Can you just go really quickly on the human play, that game that we play with puppies real quick?
Getting down on the ground on all fours if you are physically able and playing like a dog. So bounce your hands around and then kind of scoot away so that they'll come and chase you. Or there's really no rules to it. If your dog wants to get crazy, start to wrestle, but keep it appropriate for your level. If you're uncomfortable or if they're getting a little too riled up, you might stand up and switch activities. But this is all about body movement. So you want to waggle your tail just like they do. You want to get low and, do little hip taps with your hand. So just be as gentle as your dog needs you to, but getting on the floor, getting on your dog's level ensures that you are playing at their comfort level as well. And we don't encourage them to jump up.
Yep. So you're going to be turning the sound on at that volume that your dog is comfortable with. And then within a few seconds, you're going to then take a look at them. Okay, they're good. Then you're going to begin your playtime. So you're going to be like, let's play. And your goal is to go all out play for 15, 30 seconds, no more than 1 minute. So I want you to imagine that you are your dog's best pal, and it's up to you to burn off some energy. What would that look like? The other thing you want to imagine is that there's no one watching you, that it's just you and your dog, and you could be as silly as possible. So be careful not to overwhelm. So if you've never done this before, if you've never played silly with your dog, go a little gentler, because that might scare the heck out of them. So you might want to do it at a little bit of a distance. If you're using any kind of food, we want that food to be delivered moving. So rolling, and I'll have you go over ping pong in just a second. Like if you ask them to spin, you'll go, yes, and then you'll toss the food or have them catch it. That really amps up the feeling of what that food is like. We call that supercharging that food, right? If you hand me something to eat and you just hand it to me on a plate and you walk away and that was pretty good. But if you go, oh my God, you've got to taste this food. If you really tell me why it's awesome, it actually tastes better to me. So same thing with your dogs. Use food, use play, get personal, get super silly for 15, 30, or no more than 1 minute. All right. So talk a little bit about that game of just like a ping pong game where they're doing a nose target and then you're going to go, yes, that whole thing.
So any kind of circuit work keeps your dog involved. It's high intensity interval training, which means their brain is powered on for a short amount of time, and then we're going to let them rest. So you're going to toss the food down the hallway and run away to do some recalls.
Like hide and seek.
You're gonna like hide and seek. You're gonna come and do like a nose target, which is where your dog brings their nose to your hand and then toss it away and then maybe run to a different side of the room. So we want to keep this almost like you're a little kid playing tag. Like you're just gonna keep yourself moving and always deliver the food away so that you can get more excitement running back. Right? If I toss the food that way, my dog's going to sprint back to see what we want to do next. So that could be spin, could be go to your bed, it could be touch, it could be doing all sorts of things. I also really like to dance with my dog. Opal and I have been doing that since when she was very, very young, and just letting her go through my legs, sometimes I even let her jump on my hip and we do a little boogie, but I just want to keep her mind off of whatever's going on around us. And it's just about her and I interacting. And especially if you have multiple dogs, that can be so valuable in bonding and trust, to let them know this is your time, this is our time, and I'm not going to worry about anything else, including my phone.
And you're pairing that up with the sound of the fireworks or whatever sound you'd like. So when you're complete, that 15 seconds you set your timer is turn off the sound and the game stops. And you say, all done. And
maybe if you have a high energy dog, you might even like cuddle for a second to help bring that heart rate down, a little bit of massage or some kisses or something like that. Just because some dogs, when they get amped up, are even more amped up. So we want to kind of gradually bring them back down. But if for most dogs, that's just a great way to get them excited. And then you can sit there and enjoy some TV or some snuggles or go about the rest of your day, maybe even jump back on the computer for work. So this is really good if you work from home like we do. Get up, get moving for short periods of time, get your dog excited, and then go back to doing whatever you were doing and then bring it back out later in the day.
Absolutely. So 15, 30 seconds or no more than 1 minute. Game over. Repeat that a few times in the day. So I'm going to play a little video that we did film here with the dogs. So this one, here we go. So you'll see here the sound of fireworks are on at the volume. She then looks over at the dogs to take a look, and she begins an all-out play session. So this is Tug with Bentley, who loves to he just loves to win when you play tug. So he'll tug, and then he'll just Bandit is a toy dog. Oh my goodness, he loves toys. And he likes to do the toy trade game where you've got one toy and then you trade it. He'll trade it for another one. She's exchanging for food here. So come play with this. And you see, if you watch their body language, they can care less about the fireworks sound, right? There she's doing spin and nose target with her dog Brutus. And there's Bandit. They're training, and then she's rewarding with food. So it's a very moving exercise. All right. That video is got 10 more seconds.
So anxiety is the fear of the future, the fear of the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We maybe don't feel safe. We're starting to panic. But by doing small training sessions or bringing in things that your dog likes or enjoys, we're keeping them in the present, not worried about what's going to happen on the 4th of July or next week or next door or whatever else is going on in your neighborhood. You're going to keep them right there with you, let them know you support them, help them feel safe, and then you get to do it all over again later.
So if there's any questions, please drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move on to, so today's activity, day number 2, we're asking you to, let me just pull up that slide really quickly.
Party. We are going to call this a puppy party. You are going to party with your dog today as hard as you can for that short amount of time. Go crazy, be silly, have a big smile on your face. Get down low on their level and supercharge this part, because tomorrow we're going to bring you even more games. So if this part is hard for you, we're going to be adding on things later in the week. So we want you to go as hard, as fast, and as true as you can today, and then build on it tomorrow.
That is it. So the challenge is, you're going to write challenge. This is challenge day 2. It's 3 mini sessions that are 15, 30, or 1 minute long. That's it. 3 mini sessions that you, like you said, you've committed to doing the work. So now we're asking you to do the work. We'd love to get 100% commitment from anybody that's watching this so that your dogs can change the way they feel about that sound. I promise you, if you put in the work, you are going to have a dog that is less sensitive and maybe even go, oh, it's that sound again. If you do it correctly, they're going to pair that game up with that sound, and you can check that off of your list of things that your dog's fearful of, and you can move on to something else. Every time you do this kind of training, it gets a lot easier. So if you've got a list, if yesterday you wrote down 10 different things that your dog's afraid of, this is one thing. If you do one sound right now, it gets easier every time you cycle back through this training.
Absolutely.
All right. That's it, guys. This is the end of day 2.
Go party.
We do have an ebook for you that is going to be given to you at the end of the week. So you have to attend all 5 days. Just kidding. Well, we'll get it for you, and you'll be able to download the ebook. You can print it off if you'd like. You can also forward it to some friends. And we've got the YouTube is recording this right here. We'll have all 5 days recording. Day 5, which is Friday, we have a guest speaker that's going to be here. You'll be able to ask some questions. So make sure that you put that down in your diary, 2:00 on Friday. All right, let's take a look at any questions that we have in the community. Do you see anything, Julie?
No, I love that Holly said she's going to try this with fireworks and then later on try it with the blender. So that's a really good idea. Yeah, I know that Lena is pretty sensitive to kitchen noises as well. So we've got some ideas for that tomorrow as well.
And I love that you're going to record it. The advantage of recording it on the phone is that you can control the volume. That's what's scary to dogs. It's that the all of a sudden, or it's at a decimal level that's just way too loud, right? So that's what's really cool about the phone. All right, Julie, we are off. And thank you guys for attending day 2. We will see you tomorrow, same time for day 3. We've got 5 more games for tomorrow. Take care.
All right, have fun, guys. Bye.